We got to talk about Game 1, Thursday. Heat at the Nuggets. Congratulations to the Heat. Proving again why it's so difficult. Celtics needed one more. Couldn't get it, man. You know why? The Heat set the tone early on.
I have a question, Danny G, and I think I know the answer, but give me a little confirmation if you don't mind. I'm watching last night. I went to Universal Studios, and I have by the way, I'll give you my whole review.
Can't wait.
Later on Mario World. Jeez.
How do you plan on fitting that in?
I don't know. But I ended up going to the bar with my wife and kids. First time I took the kids to the bar. They had a kids menu. It was great. Yeah. So I went to the bar.
Never too early to bond over some brews.
I told my son, I was like, buddy, Ben, this is your first time with Daddy at a bar watching a game.
Did you do old school like Jaeger bombs with Ben, your 3-year-old?
I poured him some orange juice, and I was like, you drink it real quick, but you just get the juice.
Do you have manmosas?
So I'm at the bar with my wife and kids and another couple that's visiting us and their kid. And we're at a bar in Woodland Hills, California, and everyone's rooting for the Heat. And I'm like, there can't be that many Miami transplants. There can't be that many people that love Jimmy Butler. And then I connected the dots. We're in L.A. Do people in L.A. hate the Celtics that much?
Well, yeah.
That it felt like a bar? No, but it felt like a bar, Danny G, of all Heat fans. And I was like, man, they're loving the Heat here. People are standing up like, yeah, Butler. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, can't root for the Nuggets, who obviously took the Lakers out and took their chance away of going to the finals, and definitely can't root for the Celtics as a Lakers fan. So all of us were behind Jimmy Butler.
Bro, I felt
100%.
like I was in South Beach. Meanwhile, I'm in the Valley here in California, but everyone rooting for the Heat last night was never really close. But as Covino said, on to Thursday, Game 1, and during our pre-show meeting, we all had the same feeling. Is anyone rooting for the Denver Nuggets?
I don't want to tell you what Mike, who runs this place, said.
Who?
Mike?
Yeah, he's back. He's back to running. He was on vacation last week.
Can we back up for a second, though? How important was that injury to Jason Tatum on the very first possession?
Ooh, yeah.
Changed the entire game.
Like right off the bat, he twists his ankle. Ankle gives out. He's in pain the rest of the game. That absolutely played a factor.
Jumping out to that start, Boston could never recover.
No. And I said to Rich off the air, actually on our Patreon earlier today, do we take that lesson into life? Like set the tone early with everything you do? Because the Heat set it early, and the Celtics were just playing catch-up the rest of the game. They were just out of the game because, again, they set the tone. So if you're at a meeting or you're at a mixed company dinner, do you just set the tone like, I'm the alpha guy, you're making the jokes, you're running the show?
I always tell you when you go on vacation. What do you do as soon as you get to the hotel room?
Set the tone.
It's my rule that I promise you is good for any relationship. The minute you get to your hotel during a vacation, drop your bags.
And drop your pantalones.
And drop your pants. Because if you do it right away, you're going to have a great vacation.
Set the tone.
You immediately, who's in a bad mood? Drop the bags, concierge guy waiting there for money. All right, here's an unnecessary $10.
As long as it's a nice hotel. Can't get away with this with,
Yeah, but you're laying down the groundwork of like, we're here to have a good time. The Heat were like, we're here to win. And they started off early. It's like a fight, a lot of times when you come out strong, it's hard to come back after that, right? Like, I'm setting the tone now. You know who does a masterclass of this just in life? Our boss, Don.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy walks in the room and he lets everybody know right away.
Who's the big dog?
I'm the big dog. You thought you were the big dog, but now the big dog is here.
I mean, Don's a good example, but I was thinking more, my vacation is pretty much a perfect
that's
example.
Another great
you go
example.
on vacation, you're in the lobby, they're going over, well, on the resort, we have that. You're like, that's great and all. I got to get to the room to set the tone.
Yeah, Tatum's ankle played a big part in that, Danny G, but the Heat did come out and, smacked him right in the face.
And then when the Celtics were missing all those shots, how did they fix it?
Dude.
Did they bolster down on defense? No, they chucked up more three-pointers and more shots.
And that was bad, dude. That was so bad. So no recovering after that. So, again, the Heat 103, Celtics 84. They move on. And the question we ask now is, based on Rich's assessment, what he saw in L.A., and based on just the overall temperature and vibe that we pick up nationwide, is the world rooting for Jimmy Butler and the Heat, and why? Because we have our theories. We want to know why. Are we wrong? Clearly, if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, and they do exist, yeah, we get it. You're rooting for them. We're talking if you have no horse in the race.
There's more fans of chicken nuggets.
Yeah. There's
than
more
the
fans
Denver
of
Nuggets.
Dino Nuggets. There's more fans of Roy Rogers Nuggets. Remember those?
Those are fantastic.
Those were
back
so
in the
good.
day.
Those
Truck stop nuggies.
Those were so good.
Well, point is, set the tone in life. Set the tone like the Heat did in first quarter last night. But who should the world be rooting for? Because I have a theory on this, and we're not making sense. But it's all.
Well, Mike, who runs this place, alluded to the fact that
Who?
why would we be rooting for that goon? I think he called him a goon. That big
Jokic?
goon. Yeah.
by rooting for the Denver Nuggets. Hey, Monty, hear me out. Let's chat, okay? Monty.
Hi, Monty.
Hi.
Monty
Monty.
Bolaños, everybody.
Who's a goon?
Jokic. Oh, Mike's a goon, too.
Yeah, no. Mike is a total goon who does not run this place. Carry on.
All right, so if you root for the Nuggets, you're validating the international reach the NBA has. Jokic, a kid growing up, watched the NBA, right? So if you root for the Nuggets, you're validating the reach of the NBA now. What a great story. You're rooting for a team that was built slowly but surely, that is stunk traditionally, that finally built their way to a championship. And you'd be rooting for a team that has 0 NBA championships.
Been around since 76.
Yet, we're rooting for a team that has won 3 in the past 15 to 20 years, a team that built the big 3 with LeBron and Bosh and D-Wade. Shaq came over to win one.
So it doesn't make sense.
There's a winning tradition in Miami. They've won 3. Why is the world
I'll tell you why. Monty
rooting
knows exactly why.
for Miami? Is Jokic?
JB, bro. JB.
Is it Jimmy Butler?
It is.
I think Jimmy Butler is a big factor, but that's not it. I think it's just been their entire progress in the playoffs. Losing their first play-in game, then going in as an 8th seed. I
Yeah.
just think it's their whole story
That's another great point.
that it's not. But Jimmy Butler, obviously a factor. And then you have Caleb Martin, you have Gabe Vincent. All of those, I think, are adding to the story. I think
the
there's just like a
underdog
lot
story?
of layers. Yeah.
Is it the
to
underdog
it.
story, or is it the fact, and I'm posing this question, is it the fact that Jimmy Butler's likability and his passion and
Yes.
his heart that's so noticeable when you watch trumps the overall skill set of the Denver Nuggets? Like, you watch Denver and you're like, wow, these guys are good. This team is great.
Right.
Does his likability trump the greatness that we see in the Nuggets? And it seems to be the case. If we're wrong, by all means, 877-99 on Fox. But we are assuming that most people are rooting for the Heat.
And listen, I expect, and we got it last week, I expect the Denver fan base, hate on Twitter and Instagram. I expect it. I'm not rooting against you, Denver, just for
Right.
the
Right.
record.
It's solid
I'm just
squad.
saying, I'm just giving you the general consensus I feel is
Yeah.
that I don't know anyone that's like, yeah, Nuggets, baby, let's go. Like, that's not the sentiment. If
And
your
it should
team-
be. That's your point.
Yeah, it should
because
be.
they've never won, and they're a solid and likable team. It's not like they're not likable.
Right, they're not, but they're just not flashy, and they're just not quiet. And also, we don't get a lot of Denver games unless you live in Denver.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's
That's
just
a good
so
point,
many
too.
different factors to it that people have not seen. How crazy it is to watch Jokic move so slowly yet so effectively.
I mean,
I said it, Monty. You know what he's like? And everybody who's ever played a pickup basketball game knows what I'm talking about. You could be playing with your buddies, and then your buddy's dad shows up.
Yeah.
And he has these old school moves, and it works.
It
and
just
he's just
works.
schooling everybody.
He's fundamental. He uses technique, moves so slow yet so effective.
He's
I
the-
think
Jimmy Butler.
So you got to respect that.
Jimmy Butler is exciting.
very. The whole
Jokic,
team.
let me tell you what Jokic is. He is the opposite, Monty, of a fajita. What is a fajita? A fajita is all
Fajita's
sizzle.
delicious.
It's all sizzle, no substance, right?
Yeah.
You get a fajita, you're like
like
crappy
empty.
little
You
piece.
mean an empty
Like,
fajita.
yeah, like crappy little burnt steak and like dry chicken.
What kind of fajitas are you having?
But they bring out the fajita tray. Everyone
Yeah.
in the restaurant's like, ooh.
Everybody looks.
Yes.
Fajitas.
What did they get?
Ooh, what is that? Ooh, should I have got? No, you shouldn't have got the fajitas. All sizzle,
Oh, it's
no
good.
substance. Jokic is no sizzle,
You're saying
all
he's,
substance.
He's the opposite of an empty fajita.
Yeah, he is. Just let it be known. The message today on Fox Sports Radio: Jokic is no fajita.
Is no fajita.
He is no fajita.
Take one thing away from today's show.
If you take away
Somebody
one thing,
tweet that out from the FSR
if you
account.
take away one thing, Jokic is not
Not a
an empty fajita.
Yeah.
He's substance with the sizzle, or less sizzle.
Yeah.
Now,
And by the way, Monty said it best. The comeback story also of this Miami Heat
that's a
team.
big part of it. But I think
You
it's
know-
Jimmy Butler's likability. I really do. I think He's the underdog. He owns it. He plays with heart, and I think that's what people gravitate to.
One more thing, Spoelstra, likable. Always has been.
Yeah, his story was likable.
What about Malone? Michael Malone.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah, no, he's got a punchable
not.
face.
Right.
Spoelstra, when you see Pat Riley out there with his guy's got like Phil Donahue hair,
Yeah.
it's slicked back. He wore hair products so long. My second thing to take away from today's show. Pat Riley wore a hair gel for so long
that
he doesn't even need to wear it. His head is molded.
Yes.
Like he doesn't wear hair product.
Are you
he
sure
just has
about
white
that?
guy like.
I mean,
like
he
your
looks
dad.
good. He looks presentable. You know what I'm saying?
The way we learned on the Laker, what was the show we all loved, Danny G on HBO?
Winning Time.
Winning Time.
Yes.
The way we learned how Pat Riley worked his way up with
Yeah.
Jerry West.
Uh-huh.
By the way, if people don't know, that's how Eric Spoelstra worked his way up
He
with
started
Pat
in the
Riley.
video room or something.
So people like Spoelstra, people like Jimmy Butler, and when I did see this.
By the way, Spoelstra, young dude, this is 28th year with Miami. That's insane.
Was he
Yeah.
like 50-ish? 50? I mean, he looks great.
I'm just saying, 28 years at any job, especially a job in the NBA, that's crazy.
What's
That's been with it that long.
What's Spoelstra's background ethnicity?
He's 52, by the way.
He's, I know he's part Asian. I don't know if he's Filipino or what.
Yeah, Filipino.
Yeah,
Is
he pulls off that thing that you pull. Like some people like look young, like he's 50-ish.
It's amazing.
52.
He's 52. Looks at you. If you told me Eric Spoelstra was 39 or 41, you would say, okay,
I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about
looks
right.
fantastic. So anyway, we love Spoelstra. We love Jimmy Butler.
Let's
Can I
see,
add a little-
he's also Dutch, Irish, American.
Hey,
We all know how
the
the Dutch, they age fantastic.